Question 2. David is a 68-year-old man who works at a grocery store in Swellendam. Annexure A, okay, as soon as you see that, you go and get your annexure. Got it here for myself. Shows an extract of David's bank statement for the period 1 November 2022 to 1 December 2022. Some amounts have been omitted, okay, which means in general, you're going to figure them out. That's kind of standard procedure. Use Annexure A to answer the questions that follow. Write down the type of account David has. Okay, not a high-grade question. Bank statement, check account. Okay, kind of leave it at that, right? Not too difficult. You can say elite check account. I think that's the most sort of full answer because that's what it says. Remember, new question, new page. 2.1.1, you say elite. And there's no excuse to get your spelling wrong here because it's on the annexure, right? So just don't be lazy there. Determine the total amount paid for service fees. So we're going to look for these like little hashtag things because apparently that's indicating service fees. But let's just go look on here. Okay, I have a service fee here. That's overdraft fee. No. Service fee. So I'm going to add that, and that. Okay, makes sense. We kind of know that it was a little bit more complicated, right? Because it's 3 marks. As soon as it's 3 marks, we know we've got to do a bit of working and we've got to do a little bit more than just state an answer. So we're going to say 1,6 plus 69 plus 110. Okay? Those. Okay, and we're going to add those up. Make sure you type them in correctly. I know I say this all the time, but then watch me always be typing things incorrectly. So it is. Okay, now be careful here. You could say, oh, my calculator just says 0.6. Well, we know with currencies always have 2 decimal places. A little bit of a trick there. Always put in your units. Let's keep going. Okay. Oh, goodness, I'm throwing everything around here. David's net salary paid into his account is labeled A. He has 2 insurance policies. Okay, wait. So let's just make sure we know what's crackers here. Okay, so here's his salary. So we're going to have to figure this out probably. Okay, and then you could be saying, oh, Marks, how do I figure that out? Well, look here. This is the balance, right? Do you see that the balance changes whenever there's a transaction? Do you see that it went down when that went off? Here, this is going in. So we can say this amount minus that, subtract that, gives me what his salary was. So there's sneaky ways of doing these things. You just have to be calm and see what's been given. Okay, but we're not done. There's lots of things to do here. Look, 7 marks. He has 2 insurance companies. Oh, not companies, policies. Goodness, if he had 2 insurance companies, he'd be making a lot of money. Okay, he has 2 insurance policies. Let's just find these over here. Okay. It's always important just to, as they talk through these things or ask you about it, that you kind of highlight it to yourself and say, okay, this is what they're talking about. David stated that his 2 monthly payments, that's basically premiums in this case, for insurance is more than a quarter of his net salary. Now remember, the salary that he gets into his account, right, is his net salary. Remember, his gross salary is what his company tell him that they will pay him, but his net salary is after tax and other deductions. Okay, so it's very important to understand the difference between these terms. Okay, so we are basically then asked to verify showing all calculations if a statement is correct. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, but let's do one thing at a time. First thing, let's figure out how much this oak is paid. Okay, so remember I told you we're going to say this amount minus that amount. That's going to tell us his salary. So we say salary equals 78,41 minus, okay, so you say that, subtract that. Okay, put it in your calculator. Okay, minus this. Oh, mistake. Okay, and that is how much his salary is. Okay, it's good to know. So we're going to write here rand 7978,06. Okay, wonderful. The line under that, perfect. Then, okay, I don't know why I put the equal sign there. Then you want to say, well, what is a quarter? I'm saying one thing and doing another thing. What is a quarter of this amount? Because that will tell us sort of the benchmark of what to compare his insurance premiums to. Okay, so we take this and we times it by 0.25. If you're like, Margie, what does that mean? Remember, 0.25 is the same as 1 over 4. If you want to put 1 over 4 into your calculator, do that. You'll get the same answer. And so this is a quarter of his salary. Do you see how I've rounded it off there? Because remember, we are working in currencies, always 2 decimal places. Okay, that's wonderful. Now let's go and add up his insurance premiums. Okay, so his insurance premiums are 940,39. Right? There's one there. And the other one's the same. That's quite handy. They're exactly the same. So let's see how much that is. Okay? 940,39 plus 940,39. And that gives me 1880,78. Okay. Well, we say, well, 1880,78 is less than 1994,52. Okay, so we know that it's not true, but this is always what students forget, is that you have to write this at the end. You say, therefore, statement, right? The statement that we were given that it was a quarter, right, is more than a quarter. We say statement is incorrect. So you always have to give like a little conclusion, right, to your explanations to make sure that it is making sense. Okay.